Jordan, what's kind of been the biggest adjustment for you on month end?
Academics. School here, school at Arizona State is very different, but it's a blessing to be here. It's a blessing to have the opportunity to earn a graduate's degree from Notre Dame. Just being able to interact with my classmates that aren't on my team, get to know my professors has been really cool. So kind of just adjusting to that, not everything being online, but everything else has been pretty streamlined.
And then what grad program are you in, and what's that schedule kind of like?
I'm nonprofit admin. Right now I'm not degree seeking, so it'll start all in the summer.
And then this spring, what kind of areas of your game are you looking to kind of improve or develop?
Yeah, just my knowledge of the game, honestly, is a big reason why I came here. Coach Golden being an NFL guy, something that I feel like can really take my game to the next level. CO being as brilliant as he is. So really just going through spring, taking as much as I can from those guys, taking things from guys like Xavier Watts and people who've excelled on this level, and just progressing as much as I can. So really everywhere I want to improve, nothing specific though.
I mean, you kind of mentioned the defense and a lot of talented players. What have you kind of taken away spending some time with them so far?
Oh, it's been amazing just to see how everybody works. There's never a time that you'll come in here, you won't go, or you'll go into Google and you won't see somebody doing something to make themselves better. And for me, that's amazing. That's what you want to see, and it pushes me to do that myself. So never complacent, nobody on the team. The guys from the top Nagurski winners to guys that just got here with me. So just the constant strain to get better, I think, would be what I'm taking from those guys for sure.
Notre Dame's been known to attract a lot of the sons of NFL players. Why do you think that is, being one?
I think a lot of our parents grew up wanting to go to Notre Dame. I know I can say that for myself. My dad talks about all the time how he wanted to be Tony Rice. So I think really just the opportunity, what the school stands for, what it means to college football and college sports, period. It's the Mecca. So to have the opportunity to come here is a blessing. It's something that I'm so grateful for, and something that our parents definitely understand the gravity of.
What was your dad's reaction when you told him, or the conversation when you were entering the transfer portal, identifying Notre Dame as an option? What do you remember about that?
I just remember being super excited. He sent me pictures of his Pee Wee ball team that was like Notre Dame themed. They had gold helmets and navy blue jerseys. He was just geeked. It was like talking to a little kid about it, really. Whenever him and I came up here, we got a chance to visit and see everything. It was everything that we imagined it would be, and pretty quickly I knew this is where I wanted to be.
In the process of transferring, what kind of spoke to Coach Freeman, just kind of the leader he is?
Coach Freeman, man, just sitting down and talking to him, I can kind of tell now, being in college for some years when you're being BS'd, and everything he said just held true. My father and him already had a pretty good relationship. They've spent some time together. So my dad kind of had already told me that he was a good man, and getting to talk to him, talking ball and talking about family, how much he cares about his family and how much he cares about us, that's really all I needed to hear. And he's trying to put together a juggernaut, a real national championship caliber program here. It already is, and I just wanted to be a part of that.
Did you pick the brain of Drew Pine at all, just to get a feel for Notre Dame as you were going through the process?
Yeah, absolutely. Drew is one of my really good friends. Having him back here now with me has been really cool. He's like my South Bend tour guide. Yeah, he loves it here. And I think that whenever you speak to people about him here, they think highly of him as well. And really all he told me is that if you're a guy of high character, you'll fit right in. It's not necessarily how good of a player you are or anything like that. It's all about how you approach what you do. Are you a professional, and do you want to win? And if you want to do those things, then this community will accept you with open arms, and I feel that.
Positionally, what's the expectation for your role that you'll have in the secondary?
Nickel and safety, kind of just moving around in there. We got so many guys in our room. Competition will kind of place everyone. But right now, really just focusing on nickel and freeing boundary. And shoot, I'll play center if they need me to. Honestly, it don't matter too much. I just want to get on the field.
Anything else? Good.
Thank y'all.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Kennedy, how's kind of the first month of class and workouts kind of gone for you?
Going good. Just getting adjusted, honestly, and I feel like I've done that pretty well. So.
What are a couple goals for you that you want to get accomplished during spring ball?
Definitely just prove myself to the coaches and my teammates, and overall just show what I can do.
Kennedy, there's a lot of guys on this team who have had fathers play in the NFL, and I guess being kind of the next guy in that, I guess what does that mean, and then also why Notre Dame in that regard?
I think Notre Dame, just because the aspect of best of both worlds. You get a great education and obviously a really good football team. But yeah, there's a lot of guys with fathers that played in the NFL, so that's crazy, honestly.
Why do you think that Notre Dame attracts that?
I'm not sure, honestly. That's a good question. Yeah, I'm not exactly 100% sure on that, honestly.
What does Pop say about, when you decided to commit here, and what was his, influence on that decision?
He was pushing here hard. Yes, he loved it over here, so I loved it over here too, obviously. But yes, this was his favorite place.
And being here now, has it lived up to what he was
Yes.
pushing for? What's the conversation like now with him being here and just learning from him how to adjust to being in a program like this?
Yes, he definitely. Honestly, everything he told me was true about just college life, and yeah, we talk every day about it. So,
Where did your game kind of improve the most during your senior year?
I would say more coverage, not really like tackling, but more just settling down and toning in on my footwork.
When you say your dad was kind of pushing you here, like what was he telling you about Notre Dame that why he wanted you to come here?
It's different. He say that, and the education point of it, and obviously great football. So he really hit those a lot.
What do you take from Pops? Just the legend that he is, and how is there pressure that falls down to somebody like yourself as a son who's in that same position?
Honestly, I just try to keep all that kind of outside and focus on myself. But yeah, I would say sorry, what was the question?
Just about what he's been teaching you as far as the football side of things.
He sees something he doesn't like especially in high school, or he saw something he likes. He'll be like, "Show me this play, blah blah blah," and we'll watch it and kind of go over it, and I'll improve from it.
That's good.
When you look around that safety room, there's a lot of older guys.
Yes.
And then there's some real young guys. Do you see some opportunity to get involved, or like, what do you see in that room right now?
That'd be great. I'm not too sure. We haven't started workouts yet, but that'd be awesome, obviously.
Has anyone been like your biggest mentor so far, kind of like showing you the ropes, guiding you along?
Jordan Clark.
Even though he's a transfer, he's showing you around Notre Dame.
Yes.
Mitch, when you were in the transfer portal, what kind of sold you on Notre Dame and just the attraction?
Yeah, once I entered the transfer portal, it was really, able to see an opportunity to come in and compete for a national championship. That was kind of, the biggest thing for me, being able to come and play on a big stage and learn from Coach Biaggi and Coach Freeman, from this network and from this culture and program.
Did you learn anything about Notre Dame from playing them in the Gator Bowl 2 years ago?
I knew some of the players on that team, but, I didn't necessarily learn anything from that game. It was a bowl game. I thought it was a really competitive game. And then I just learned, that this culture and this place is special. It's very traditional, which is what I liked about it a lot.
What was kind of the basis for you to enter the portal? Because, you had quite a bit of success at South Carolina.
Yeah, credit to all those guys at South Carolina, Coach Beamer, Coach Limbo. Those guys really helped me be successful there. But I had my degree. I had a degree in biological sciences there with a minor in business administration. So I did my time there throughout the 4 years. I felt like I gave a lot to that program and everything that I had, and really wanted to just kind of explore my final year of college football elsewhere. And the opportunity to come to Notre Dame was something that I'm forever grateful for.
And then what do you like about Coach Biaggi?
Yeah, so I really like the fact that he was a former specialist in college, and he's able to provide his insight of, what maybe worked for him as he played and what has worked for other people that he's coached. I obviously haven't really been through kind of like a spring practice or anything with him yet, so I haven't really learned how he coaches, but I was able to watch some of his stuff during bowl prep, and I really like what I saw.
And then how far did you and Bryce McPherson go back?
Yeah, so Bryce and I, we come from around the same area in Charlotte, and we worked with the same coach in high school, Dan Orner. So we still work with him today. But that was kind of our initial connection, I'd say. And then we played each other in a high school game, actually. So we were kind of in a similar league there, but I was a little bit older than Bryce. So once I, made a decision to go to college and stuff like that, I was able to watch him and kind of his, rise to Notre Dame and what he's done here so far.
Last year, Notre Dame recycled through a few different holders. I know spring practice hasn't begun yet, but have you identified someone that you would like to hold for field goals, extra points, and does a relationship with Bryce matter for something as small as that?
That's kind of something I guess I've worked on since I've really been here is, trying to see, how my snapper and holder, kind of that connection and the timing and everything and how that works. I have worked with Bryce a lot since I've been here, so that's been good. And he's really coachable, really attention to detail kind of guy, which is what I like about him. And so I mean, I don't know who's going to be the holder, but I've worked a lot with Bryce so far. But yeah.
When you're kicking, I'm assuming you've already kicked at Notre Dame around here, practice facility. Have you gone to the stadium at all, kicked there just to get a feel for the environment?
I have not, but on my visit I got to walk around in the stadium, which was really cool. So got to see, kind of the tunnel, the kind of tradition that is through all that in that stadium as well, which is special. But I think as spring ball comes on and going into the summer, I'll be able to get in the stadium a little bit more to kick and kind of learn their stadium a little bit, getting ready for the season.
Is that something you do as a kicker? Does it matter to go into a stadium and get that perspective of kicking field goals, or is that kind of like an overthought?
I think it's important, kind of to learn of, what kind of different winds and what swirls you can get throughout a different stadium. That's why it's always important when you go to a different stadium, like an away stadium. The specialists are probably the first guys you see out warming up. Just trying to learn that stadium a little bit of, how is the wind going to play today and what are the tendencies of this stadium. So not only would I want to do that here at this stadium, but, maybe talking to other specialists around here, trying to learn their opinions as well.
What's a comfortable range for you? How far do you, where you start to feel comfortable? I mean, how far what's the limit as well?
Yeah, I think my long at South Carolina was 53, but I feel comfortable going back to around 60. But that's obviously depending on game situation and all that stuff. But I think that personally, I could go back to around 60.
How you guys doing?
All right, man.
Yeah.
RJ, I believe Joe Walt said you were the best DN that he went against last year. I guess what areas of your game can you kind of develop on that performance from last year?
I think definitely working on, obviously, pass rush is something that I've been trying to hone in on since I've gotten to college, obviously, and that makes the money. But I think just working on being a more versatile rusher, working on different moves, not to be, predictable. So all I'm endeavoring really know is, what you got coming. But I think just being a more dominant and physical player in the run game as well, being able to reestablish the line of scrimmage and, being a threat on all sides and all downs. So I think that's something I'm trying to work on.
And then what's something that maybe Notre Dame fans don't know about Riley Leonard so far?
One thing Notre Dame might not know about Riley Leonard is how spiritual he is, how religious, how much of a man of God he is. The conversations I've had with him, guys on the team when I was at Duke about Jesus and, following the Lord, I think have been amazing. And, when you have a guy who's just led by God and led through faith at the head of your team and the culture galvanizes around, I think it's takes the team to an enormous level. So I'm excited for that.
And then what are just your first impressions of Bryce Young?
Bryce is great, man. Bryce is motivated. He's definitely got a amazing frame, gift athletically, and I'm excited to work with him. So.
There's obviously been some crossover between Duke and Notre Dame over the last few years of guys going back and forth. Why ultimately come here, and what was it about Coach Washington that kind of sold you on?
Well, I think Coach Wash, just established a great plan for me to come in and he showed me some tape and showed me things I could work on and there's a plan that he had within this defense, and I think it was a great defensive fit for me. Obviously, culturally, Duke and Notre Dame have kind of similarities, being great size, academic and athletically, and just having those resources. And I think Notre Dame has unmatched exposure, just unmatched resources in terms of on the field and off the field. Being able to get a graduate degree, hopefully while I'm here, would be something that I'd love to take advantage of. And obviously, coming here to win the national championship as well. I talked to Coach Freeman, and I'm really excited about this team, so can't wait to get started.
You talked about going up against Joel. How enticing was it to also go up against an offensive line and the history of an offensive line like Notre Dame can produce?
Oh, man, it's amazing. And even to be here now to go against that every day in practice is going to make me even take me to even more new heights. I think just some games you got to buckle your trench top a little tighter for, and watch a little more film for. And I think that's kind of the effect that Notre Dame has, not even just the O-line, but just the team in general every time you play them. And I think to be on the other side of that and to know that every team I'm playing is going to come with that juice and come with the best they have, and I think I'm excited for that and can't wait for the opportunity.
RJ, what was going back to that game against Notre Dame? What were some of the things you took away, and I guess what allowed Notre Dame to continue running when you decided to go into the transfer portal?
Yeah, honestly, the crazy thing about it is I think that Notre Dame game is probably the craziest game we've had at Duke in Duke history, probably, in terms of just the atmosphere and the buy-in, coming from years where we weren't winning too much over there, and kind of how the coach was able to come around and really come support us in that game. I think obviously that speaks to the Notre Dame brand as well. So I think that kind of both ties into it, and I'm really excited to be part of it on the side now. And I think just the people here, and just sometimes like certain games are just special. I think when you play certain brands, and that it's a special place, and I think being able to be on the other side of that and to be in that space is something I'm excited about.
To be able to go through this journey, transferring with Riley, man, how is that more confident probably than the average?
Yeah, for sure, man. To have someone on the team, especially someone who was the center of the team last year, to come with me and to feel like I'm not doing this alone, and to feel like I have people around me always, is an amazing feeling. So I'm excited to be here with him, and I think we're both going to do some great things here.
There's been quite a few people from St. Peter's Prep that have ended up here. Have you heard from those guys yet?
Yeah, man. I definitely talked to Shane Simon, Justin and Jason Adamalola before coming here. Getting their perspective about this place, and hearing all the great words and the great things they had to say about it. Definitely influenced my decision to come here. So happy to be with those guys.
You bring a lot of experience to a group that's kind of already has experience. How much of a kind of a leg up does that give you guys heading into the spring ball?
It's great, just have guys that have, know the game and know those niches and tweaks that, it's hard to see, when you're playing the game for the first time, and having that experience and knowing guys I can sit and watch film with and know that, we kind of see the game the same way because, we've been and getting that repetition day in and day out. And, obviously knowing how to adapt. And, when you've been on the field for a long time, you've been able to play with, a whole bunch of guys and adapt to different schemes and defenses. And when you're able to do that, you're able to play with different people. And I'm excited to, be with a group that's able to be adaptable and able to, just come out and show what we got. So I'm excited.
And then for you, how important is it to kind of build friendships off the field and just kind of learn what they're like off the field to kind of strengthen the bond off the field?
It's great. I'm excited. Definitely I've loved spending some time with the guys so far. I think, this is a great place with great people. So definitely trying to, get as committed as I can and acclimated, because I think at the end of the day, that connection is really going to bring us together, because you're playing for the people around you, and I think at the end of the day, when you have those stronger connections with the people around you, I think we can do better things. So I'm excited.
One more part of it.
When you look at the guys that transferred into Notre Dame, or guys from the entire transfer portal that transferred places last year, Javonte Jean-Baptiste in Notre Dame was a really big deal. He was super successful here. Did you look at that? Was that pitched to you? How much did that matter in your decision?
Yeah, of course. I had extensive conversations with Javonte. Not only that, but just being able to watch his film, Coach Wash. He brought me in and showed me the things they were able to do with him, and some of the techniques that they were playing, and how he was able to develop his game. Showed me from when he first got there, and the things that he's able to do now. And I think he's developing into a tremendous player, and I think I'm trying to have that same growth this year.
All right, thanks, RJ.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Sean, what's kind of the transition to classes and workouts and everything kind of gone for you?
It's been good. Being committed for 6 months, you kind of get the gist of what it's going to be like. Obviously, experiencing the troubles of actually acclimating to it, but It's been good. It's been tiring. The hours are certainly different than high school, but I've been really enjoying it.
And then you gravitated pretty quickly to Coach Washington during your process.
Yeah.
What makes him someone that you can relate to?
To start off, he's a great leader, and you could tell when you're talking to him through your meetings and talking ball that he really cares about his players and he really cares about winning. So I think that's a big reason why I was able to make a connection with him so fast and make the decision.
Sean, I guess for strength and conditioning, kind of what's that adjustment been like, just getting used to the college level and the demands of the weight room and nutrition and stuff like that?
Yeah, no doubt. A big thing for me has been my work on my nutrition and working on getting the right things inside my body in terms of what I'm eating. Strength and conditioning has been good. It's something I've always had a lot of fun doing, lifting weights. So it's been good working on coach's philosophy. It's just a new thing, and the grind of getting up at 6 a.m., getting that work in, but it's been good.
And then you got a few other early enrollees that played the defensive line. Just how's that chemistry been with Bryce, Loghan, and Cole getting to know them?
It's been great. We've all been committed for a while, so we've all been able to build relationships. Cole's my roommate, so we're all pretty close in that sense.
Sean, you've been able to get acclimated a little bit heading out to games and just getting used to what's going on here on campus, man. How's it been adjusting in that aspect of, being a student as well as an athlete?
It's been great. I feel like a big thing, that's a big part of Notre Dame is the community. People always talk about the community. Getting around to different sports games and talking to people on campus it's been good, along with the academic and football piece of it. It's been a great time.
Under Marcus Freeman, Notre Dame hasn't been shy to recruit guys from Canada. So when you got here on campus, did you naturally kind of gravitate towards Armel and then Devin, just knowing that you guys shared something in common? Have they been mentors to you so far since you've been here?
Yeah, I mean, through the recruiting process, they were a big piece of Notre Dame that, like, I really gravitated towards them to talk to them and see what it's like because we have so much in common. But everybody here is so welcoming. I mean, Notre Dame attracts a certain type of guy, so all the guys have been very helpful towards me, especially those two. But that's just how it's been.
Yeah. There's also a ton of experience on the defensive side of the ball. What's it kind of been like being around those older guys?
I mean, in front of me is a few All-Americans, like Riley Mills, Howard Cross. I mean, it's been great to work with them and here in the weight room to see how they do things and try and imitate that, because that's ultimately my goal, to be an All-American and be drafted to the NFL one day.
How you guys doing?
How are you?
Good. The weather's nice.
Don't get used to it.
That's what they told me.
Does it feel a little bit better than when you first arrived here? It was like one of the coldest
Oh yeah.
days of the year.
Yeah.
Compared to why?
I mean, like the first day we got here was like negative, and so everything since has been just great. But yeah, trying to not get too used to it.
What were just kind of the last 2 years like for you, being away from football and down in Raleigh, but not thousands of miles away?
Oh man, I don't even know where to start. Like it was a journey, and I'm so grateful I was able to serve my mission. It challenged me, not so much physically, but just mentally, spiritually, emotionally. Like I was stretched, I was challenged, and there were some trials, but it's just meant so much to me to have gone there and learn the things that I was able to learn and grow in the ways that I was able to grow. So being away from football was weird and it was tough, and it's something you think about often, but I'm here now. I'm just super excited. Yeah.
And then how much football work were you able to get in during that time?
Not much. I mean, you try your best. As a missionary, every morning you're waking up at 6:30, and you're out till 9 o'clock, and so you have about an hour and a half in the morning to get ready for your day before you really start your studies and then go out. And so in that hour and a half, it's recommended you try and fit in some physical fitness, and that's what I try to do to the best of my ability. Some days are better than others, but I knew what I was signing up for. I knew I wasn't going to be able to keep full shape, but yeah.
What were you able to learn about yourself during that time?
It's a lot. I think mainly because you go there and I went from just being in a big time college football locker room to you know, you're in a place where no one knows you, and you don't have TV, you don't have movies, music, all the normal things that you're used to, you know. And so at first you really realize, like, you know, after a certain point, after you get through some of the bumps, it's like, I can do this, and I can go without some of these worldly things. And also that, you know, like you can just to focus on you and what you can control. And I think that was a big thing for me, just learning that all I need to do is control what I can control, and just give it the best I got in everything I'm doing, and just I can apply that to here now and to the rest of my life. So that's one of those little things.
I was going to say, how do those lessons kind of help apply to like football?
Yeah, I mean, time will tell, but already just here, like I was saying, just after those 2 years and, you know, thinking about football for 2 years and kind of reflecting on the time that I did have, it was like, I have a great opportunity here. And sometimes on your mission, you see other people with not so great opportunities, and when you're not playing football for 2 years, you come to miss it. And so just being back here, the mindset I've had is just, you know, I'm gonna take advantage of this opportunity, do everything I can in my control to maximize this, and that's, yeah.
There's some familiar faces still around here, but have you noticed any noticeable changes outside of obviously Marcus becoming the head coach?
Yeah, I mean, it's just, I've been telling some of the guys, like, you know, coming back, you'd hope that it's, you know, it stays the same, but it just feels like it's gone better. Like, the energy here is so high, and of course I'm so happy to see some of my old teammates again and just reconnect with those guys. But even the new guys that have come into the program, they're so awesome. You know, I like to say, like, the culture is the same. In fact, it might be even better, but of course it's different faces, you know, after 2 years.
How much were you able to keep up with the program and really just college football in general?
Not much. When I was a Pasadena missionary, I mean, you have really no clue what's going on. When I was in North Carolina, it was just like, if you're walking the street or someone takes you to dinner and you see in the Applebee's, like, oh, you know, Notre Dame did good or something, or, you know, people that didn't know that I played football would text me like, oh, so-and-so did this, and I'd be able to connect with my family as well. But for the most part, you're not really aware of anything that's really going on.
Was it hard to not kind of like gravitate your eyes towards that, or like focus on?
Yes and no. I think yeah, you miss it and you kind of want to know what's going on at first, but once you start rolling and you're just you settle into being a missionary, it's, I mean, you don't even think about it. I mean, you think about being, you know, coming back and like, what do I want to do better, and like think about the plays you made or didn't make. But in terms of just what's going on with the program, I knew it. You know, Notre Dame's not going anywhere, so I just, yeah.
Notre Dame was winning a lot of football games even before Marcus Reed became head coach, and I know you said culture feels better. Like, can you pinpoint to a couple things that just like feel like gives you that feeling, why you feel so strongly?
Yeah, I don't want to, like, it was no shot at, you know, the previous, you know, coaching staff. I loved my time there, and it was just awesome. It just seems like, you know, with all good things, you'd hope that things just continue to get better and better, that you're not just staying still, right? You're either getting better or you're getting worse. And so I guess that's what I meant. It's just gotten better and better and better. And so just being here, Coach Free's a, you know, full-time head coach now. Last time I was here, he was intermediate. It's just been awesome. Just this program's buzzing, and I think there's great things to come. I'm excited to be a part of it.
All right, thanks for coming.
Yeah, appreciate you guys.
Logan, why was it important for you to be an early enrollee?
It was important to me to get in here, you know, start lifting with the team, start building that team chemistry with some of the older guys, and then help learn the playbook.
And then you visited Notre Dame frequently this season. Just kind of how has it kind of met your expectations being a student athlete here?
Yeah, it has. You know, the people is like truly what it's all about. Those relationships that you build with, you know, your teammates, your coaches, and your classmates, your professors. You know, everybody's here super nice, and like that's a place I want to be at.
I'm sure it wasn't an easy decision to transfer to St. Ed's, but how beneficial was that, even if it was just on the practice field every day?
Yeah, so definitely, you know, going against one of the best O-lines in the country every day, you know, helped me to, you know, be the best I could be in practice, ultimately making the games a lot easier. And then, you know, transferring your senior year is never easy, so, but, you know, being close to your family and, you know, going to a school that pushed me closer to my faith was, you know, all worth it.
Did do you see some similarities with St. Ed's during your time? I mean, I know you've only been here a few weeks now, but are you able to draw some comparisons between Notre Dame and St. Ed's?
Yeah, I can. I think the biggest similarity are the people, you know. Everybody's about building like true, meaningful relationships with you and not just, you know, just want to be your friend because of who you are.
What was like your biggest thing you just learned about transferring high schools, the adjustment, playing in a new defense, competition, being really far away from where you grew up?
You know, you just got to take everything like one day at a time and, you know, just stay focused, know that God has a plan for you and, you know, just trust that.
And then did you go down to Texas before you ended up moving here to Notre Dame, like a month ago to go visit at your high school?
Yes, sir, I did. I went down, I think, early January. So I went down there to see all my friends and visit my high school, like you said, before I moved up here.
Why was that so important for you to do something like that?
Just because, you know, I moved senior year, but, like, that's still my home, and that's, like, where all my friends are. I've been there since, I'll say, I was 3 or 4, so, like, that's where all my true friends are, and just going to see them and let them know that I still care for them, too.
You look around this defense right now, there's a lot of, you know, returners, a lot of new talent, just a lot of talent in general. It's kind of been like being around this unit.
You know, playing around good people helps you push yourself every day to be the best person. So really being surrounded by good talent helps me work hard every day and become the best person I can be.
From a strength and conditioning aspect, what's been the biggest adjustment for you here? If there's been one.
I mean, I don't really know how to say an adjustment. You know, work is work, so I don't think there's been really a big adjustment, honestly.
Cole, what did you kind of learn this fall, just not being able to play football, just kind of learn about yourself or learn about the game of football?
Yeah. I mean, definitely had to learn how to be a better teammate when I'm on the field, just supporting my teammates in the locker room, helping guys who are younger maybe learn what to do maybe when they're out there, when they get their shot. So just being a better teammate.
And then how has it kind of gone for you, just kind of fitting in and embracing the defensive line room?
I mean, yeah, definitely. It's just focusing just on D-line. It's really just it's a change, but I'm excited to just focus on one thing. So.
How would you describe the kind of where you're going to fit in positionally? Because I feel like during high school you played a lot of linebacker, played a lot of defensive end. Obviously, I think this year was going to look a little bit different, but unfortunately the injury just changed some things. So what kind of expectations do you have now that you're here in college where you might play on defense?
Well, I'm learning both Viper and DN right now, like both the formations, everything I need to know. So they're going to start me off at Viper and just see what I transition to from there. So.
Like in the past, Notre Dame's been known to transition a lot of linebackers to Viper. Like, what do you think about your skill set just transitions well to that position?
I mean, I'm confident I could do what they tell me, what they need me to do. So I feel like whatever they need me to do, I'll do it at Viper and whatever they want.
And then, like, where are you at as far as health with your ankle and foot? Are you at full strength, being able to run and things again? Do you feel confident in doing some of those things after suffering the injury?
Well, I'm still trying to gain confidence back in the foot, obviously, but I'm doing all the workouts, all the lifting, full weight. So I would say I'm almost 100%, but I should be good by spring ball.
Jack, there's a nice balance of young and veterans in the tight end room. I guess, how have you kind of fit into that room and how have they embraced you?
Yeah, it's been great so far, kind of getting used to workouts and being in the locker room with them, meetings and stuff. Got a good room right now. They've all been super welcoming to me. And Cooper, and I've been in here catching jugs and stuff like that, so it's been awesome so far.
And then I think most people know about your receiving ability, but I think your run blocking took a big step forward last fall. What kind of allowed you to have that growth?
Yeah, I think, blocking is definitely more of just like a willingness to do. It just takes effort, it's very violent, so you gotta just be willing to do it and you'll get better at it. So I'm definitely looking to improve that while I'm here and just elevate that part of my game.
From a strength and conditioning standpoint, what has it been like to work with Coach Lando and kind of what the acumen that he can bring to this program?
Yeah, he's great. Coming here, he's very intentional with everything he does. Everything has a purpose. Big in his speed work, so that's been great, and great in the weight room. So it's been awesome so far.
I know Mike Denbrock's still getting here adjusted, but how much time have you been able to spend with your new position coach?
Yeah, a little bit. We had an offensive meeting a couple days ago, so that went well. Kind of just hearing his expectations and how we're going to run the offense. And yeah, he was awesome. You know, I was excited to learn from him, and he has a ton of experience with tight ends and offenses in general, so it's going to be fun.
I mean, speaking of tight ends, like there's a great history of that here at Notre Dame. What's it mean to play here?
It means a lot of big names, big shoes to fill. So I'm excited for the future, and yeah, excited to work with this offense and these coaches.
Just overall looking at this offense, just what's the outlook looking like?
We'll see. I mean, come in, work hard, and you know, got a good room right now, and kind of just do my thing in the spring and see how everything shakes out.
Jack, Cooper got a lot of opportunities last year. I guess what are your expectations for your freshman season in the spring?
Yeah, I'm going to come in, you know, work like I always have, and you know, learn the playbook, learn the concepts, and let things fall how they fall.
CJ is a guy you knew for a while, probably one of the reasons you decided to commit here. What's it been like now that you guys are here seeing each other every day, the strength of that connection? Like, what can you just say about CJ, just getting to know him on a different level over the last few weeks?
Yeah, that's my guy. You know, we're always cracking jokes. It's always a good time, good personality, kind of match real well together, and it's been fun. You know, we're in here catching balls and just hanging out outside of the facility. It's been a lot of fun. So.
Does he feel like a quarterback with his personality, the way he acts, and like just a natural leader that you guys all just kind of attract to him?
Yeah, for sure. He's a super hard worker. Always want to get extra work, and I think he's gonna be great here for us. And excited he's the quarterback in our class.
I'm just gonna ask you to pronounce your name for us, if you don't mind.
Yeah, Kyngstonn Viliamu-Asa.
Kyngstonn, as you learned Notre Dame's defense, how beneficial was it to go through a defense at Bosco that's on a college level?
Yeah, it's been really great. It's helped with the transition. Just the terminology is a little different, but some of the defensive concepts I've been introduced to in high school, so that's something that's really helped the transition.
And then you can play 4 or 5 different spots. I guess where are you kind of starting out this spring?
Just anywhere they need me. I'm trying to learn as much as I can and play wherever Coach Golden need me.
And then have guys like Kaiser and Drake kind of taking you under their wing so far?
Yeah, it's been great having older guys. They've been real welcoming to me into the room. But yeah, picking off their brains, whatever I can learn, just being a sponge right now.
What have you been able to learn about the culture, not just Notre Dame, but just in your position group, you know, what it means to, you know, kind of uphold the Notre Dame linebacker?
Yeah, it's a lot of love, it's a lot of responsibility, but, you know, I love it. Holding me accountable in the weight room with my classes. Really expect the best out of me on the field and at school.
And early on, what's, I guess, the mental kind of competition like, just to be able to and kind of battle with the other guys that have been here before and kind of match their intensity?
I think just holding my ground. As far as competition goes, I don't really look at it like that. We just look at it as getting each other better, making each other the best version of ourselves that we can be every day.
Bryce, what did you get out of that experience down in San Antonio last month?
Oh, you know, it was a great experience, you know, being able to compete against the best guys in the country. Definitely got to test my skills, you know, see what I've learned throughout my high school career. Definitely learning new people, brought it into my relationship, so I loved it. It was cool.
And then is it ever crazy to you to think that a couple years ago you were a receiver and now you're where you are now?
Pretty crazy, really crazy, actually. You know, it's been I wouldn't say long journey, but it's been, you know, I've learned a lot in a short amount of time, so it's been cool.
And then building off of that, what takeaways have you kind of learned from Howard and Riley so far?
Yeah, definitely seeing them, the way they work, you know, their work ethic, the way they lead the team. Definitely learning from them, being able to work towards one goal. You know, we're all working together.
Bryce, I guess how much have you leaned on Jack and Micah, having those friendships before just this transition to college?
Oh, I've leaned on them a lot. You know, we're together all the time. You know, the CLT connection is strong in South Bend, so I love those guys. They're like my brothers.
And then you're coming into a very experienced position group. I guess how welcoming have the older guys been, and just football-wise and also outside of football, just getting adjusted?
Oh, very welcoming. You know, we go out to the field every weekend, work some stuff, work some run technique, pass rush. It's been good. Going through the playbook and all that, getting adjusted, I love them. It's cool.
Bryce, when you see the competition on the D-line, man, you know, how encouraging is it to see guys that could have gone to the NFL come back and now you get to learn from them at least for 1 year?
Yeah, it's awesome, you know. I think the big thing for me is being able to take everything in, you know, learning from them, being humble, just putting my head down and working with them to accomplish one goal.
And what's Coach Wash been like for you in such a short amount of time? Obviously, in the recruiting, process is probably a little different, but the intensity may have picked up since being here on campus. You know,
it's been actually a good adjustment. Coach Wash and CBAS have done a great job introducing me to the playbook. You know, they're giving me information. It's my job to take it in, ask the good questions, and learn from that. So it's been pretty good.
A few years ago, you came here and camped. You looked a lot different. You've grown, gained weight since then. But where do you feel like you've just grown overall? Just go from when you got that offer all the way to now to where you're enrolled early here.
I would definitely say my football knowledge. You know, coming in freshman year, my first year playing, I didn't know much about the game, but definitely being able to stay in the film room, learn more about the game, learn tendencies, pre-snap, all that. It's been good, and just, you know, I've grown physically. I still got a lot more physically growing to do, but I think paired with mentally, if I would grow mentally, the physical side would catch up too.
You had a up-close and personal look at Micah Gilbert for a number of years. What do people not know about Micah that they should, about the impact he can make on Notre Dame's receivers room? Yeah, Micah's a pro already, you know. He does all the right things. He's working when nobody else is watching. He's a great guy. He's a great teammate. He has your back everywhere you go. He's going to work with you. He's going to push you to be the best person you can be. And he's just a beast on the field. You know, once he steps on the field, puts the helmet on, he's going to catch anything. He's a competitor.